What's up? What's up? This is Mike Lee with another episode of the Lee's Fitness Unlimited podcast. Today's episode, we're going to be having a conversation with one of my good friends and a true mentor, OG Bobby Warren from Oakland, California. For those of you who know Bobby, you guys already know this is going to be a legendary interview right here. If you don't know him, just a quick rundown. This man has been in the boxing community pretty much since his childhood. He's 91 years old now and full of history and knowledge and wisdom when it comes to boxing and Oakland. So check out this interview with OG Bobby Warren.
OG Bobby.
Yes, sir.
What's up? What's up? We got OG Bobby on the line today. This is an Oakland legend here. He's been in the sport of boxing for a long time. I just want to do a quick introduction. Bobby.
Yes, sir.
Tell us about yourself and your journey in Oakland.
Well, I started boxing. I boxed amateur boxing when I guess I was 14 years old. And then from then on, it was always what I could learn. And I was always around good fighters. And they showed me a lot of stuff. And I seen myself sucked it in pretty good. And it's just, that's where I've been all the time, right in it, right in the middle of it.
Mm-hmm. So who were some of the best fighters around when you were coming up that you got to see and mimic a little bit?
Oh, well, I liked, I was around Leonard Morrow and Paul Lewis, John Henry Lewis, who fought Joe Lewis. Oh, man. It was a hell of a game. And you were around these guys, and you just learned a lot. And then it just came along. Everybody liked everybody. Maurice Harper, Junius Washington. Oh man, I could lay here and call them for a long time.
So you actually got to see guys like Joe Lewis and Ray Robinson fight, didn't you?
Oh yeah.
What was it about them that was so special?
Well, Joe Lewis was a good puncher. Joe Lewis was a heavy. He was heavyweight and he could box, and he just did everything. And then you come along with Ray Robinson. He was just hard to beat. He was hard to beat. And they did things. They did things that a lot of fighters that didn't do. They didn't put forth the effort. Shit, Robinson, man, he was hard to hit, and he could hit hard. And man, Joe Lewis was going with Robinson's sister and all kind of stuff.
So they they came and fought in Oakland kind of frequently, huh?
Well, not frequently, but they did fight in Oakland. I think Robinson had about 3 fights in Oakland. So did Lewis, and it was just fun to watch. Man, it was fun to watch.
Mhm. And just to give some of the kids some context, because I know some of the kids nowadays, they might not even know who Joe Lewis is. Around what time was this? Was it in the 20s and the 30s or 40s? What time was this?
It was in the 40s when I was. Well, I heard of Robinson in the 30s, but in the 40s was when I got to see him.
Mhm.
Him and Robinson, man, shit. It was something else. The fights was every Wednesday night. And it only cost $1.25 to go with them when you did the slip in. Yeah, it was pretty stuff going on, man. And you know, we used to slip in the fights here and get caught. And went to kick me in 1940 something. We was in the Oakland auditorium. We were slipping in windows, and the guy caught me on the thing, and he ran and he kicked me right in the butt. And I caught his leg, though. And, you know, you guy had them cement stairs in Oakland. Like, he kicked me in the butt, and I caught that leg, and he was running down them steps with his ass. And his head was bouncing, yeah. Yeah, I ran from the Oakland Auditorium and all the way to Broadway.
Damn.
All the way to Broadway, shit, and they couldn't catch me. And I lived at 12th and Chestnut, so I took 10th Street out of downtown Oakland, and boy, they were running. They were trying to catch me. They didn't care. I got to 12th Street before they could make me, and I would have won the house. Boy, it was something else.
So, at what point did you decide to start coaching?
And when I started coaching, shit, it was in the 50s and the 60s and the 70s when I was coaching boxing. And then, you know, we used to we'd go over and goddamn, what's that? Oh, and way over across the bar, across the thing there. Like, shit, what kind of thing? Like, goddamn, I can't think of the name. Well, I went back, I was boxing at 14, and I boxed over in, God damn, I can't think of these names now.
You've been to so many boxing events. I know you've been to so many of them.
Yeah. And you know, I was ahead of myself. And we would get for $10. We go to Vallejo and places like that. Yeah, we get $10.
Okay.
Yeah.
So later on, you ended up coming across Virgil Hunter, who's now one of the best trainers in the game. What do you have to say about Virgil?
I met Virgil was like in around the 80s, 70s and 80s. But when I was with Virgil wasn't no hell of a trainer now.
He was just getting started, right?
Yeah, he was just getting started, and you know, I helped him a lot. But he picked up, and I had to give it to him, man. That motherfucker, he know how to put it together. Yeah, he know how to put it together. And all he did was get better at it. He does a hell of a job at it right now.
Oh yeah. So you got to see Andre Ward at a young age, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I got a lot of stuff. I got some pictures of Andre. I'll show you sometime.
Oh yeah, I know I've seen a bunch of them, but I'm sure you got a lot more. What was it like, or what was it about Andre that you saw that made you realize he was going to be as good as he ended up being?
Well, he was with it all the time. Yeah, he learned fast, and he learned fast. He trained good. He did it all, man. And next thing, shit, man, Andre didn't lose a fight for I don't know how long.
Mhm.
Yeah, shit, that's a good pop button. He could pop. Yeah, shit. We used to go to San Jose and places like that.
Oh yeah. And he ended up SOG. He ended up retiring undefeated. Went all the way.
That's right. Well, he got beat, but very seldom. Very seldom. But he got beat, but the guy didn't beat him bad. Shit. He took it in. He was something else.
That was back in amateurs though. He hadn't lost nothing as a pro.
No, he ain't lost nothing as a pro. In the amateurs, yeah, he beat guys he wasn't supposed to beat. Yeah. Then you had Maurice Harper, Julius Washington. Oh man, you had them.
Well, I gotta definitely thank you and give you a lot of credit because you showed me so much about boxing, so much, and even bringing me around those guys, introducing me to Virgil and Andre and let me watch him work and just sit back and be a student and watch them. That's the best way to learn is to see other people do it before you.
That's right. That's right. See, we had a lot. When you came along, we was in the gym, and Virgil and Andre gym a lot. And, they did a lot of things in there.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of things. And you had Leonard, see, and I had to work with Leonard a lot. And Leonard was bad little nigga.
Oh yeah.
Till he got to the way he thought he knew everything. And that was a bad thing, but he thought he knew it. And like right now he still thinks he knows, but then he backed up and he went another way, and he lost a lot going by.
Unfortunately, you do see that with a lot of fighters, leaving their trainers. What would your advice be to a little boy if a little boy came up to you and said, "Oh, gee, I want to be the next world champion one day"? What would you tell him?
I tell him, well, you got to be honest with yourself, and you got to learn. You got to try to learn how to do things, let things settle in your head, and shit, and just be good. Just like a lot of them guys, like those guys, they couldn't punch, and I showed them how to punch. And these guys was in early teenagers and punching hard, man. They dropping guys. Yeah, it was something else.
Oh yeah, you said you showed Devin Haney some punching techniques at one point, didn't you?
That's right, Devin Haney. And the other little guy that used to be with him, they couldn't punch, neither one of them punch. But I showed them how to punch, and over in Virgil's gym one day, and both of them got on the bag, and they was hitting bad, and they looked at me and said, "Shit, man, we ain't never hit nobody this hard." Oh man. Then we went over across that river over there, not a river, but over into goddamn, what's this name of that? Cross the goddamn.
I went over to San Mateo, right?
Yeah, San Mateo, yeah.
Yeah.
And when we boxed with Haney, we had this kid. Virgil had a kid that was pretty good, and he boxed with Haney, and shit, man, he was on Haney. But Haney was still all right. Haney was boxing with what's called his daddy, and shit, and his uncle and shit, man. So shit. But Haney's all right, and his daddy, old daddy won't pay you, so I left quit fucking with him.
So out of all the fighters today, in today's game, who is your favorite?
Who's my favorite fighter right now?
Your favorite fighter right now?
Oh, it got to be Floyd.
Floyd, yep. Well, Floyd, he retired, but he in and out, coming in and out of retirement.
Yeah.
What do you think if Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford ended up fighting? Who would you pick for that fight?
I like Crawford.
Oh yeah.
I like Crawford. Yeah. That's where I like it. Yeah. With Spence, he ain't no slouch.
Oh no.
He ain't no slouch.
Hey, those two are the best in the world right there.
Yeah, that's right. And what you call Tyson's supposed to fight somebody in September or something like that.
Yeah, I think I did hear something about that. So before we end it, I want to ask, because you've seen boxing and seen Oakland for a long time. Just aside from boxing, just the city in general. What has changed in Oakland from the time when you came until today? And what do you see about the city? Well,
what I see about the city now is that you just said you haven't got the kind of fighters that you had. Like from amateurs up, you didn't get to see that. But then once they turned pro, you've seen them, and they were we came in from all over town. West Oakland, downtown Oakland, all that. They had all kind of boxing everywhere. Boxing everywhere.
Yeah, well, hopefully we see more boxing. Hopefully these young dudes start putting the guns down and start picking up the gloves and getting back to learn how to fight.
Yeah, right on. Right on, man. Because it's something else, man. See, downtown Oakland, you had on 11th between Broadway and Franklin, TG Theater. You had Harry Fine's gym. Man, you had gyms everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
It was easy to get. If you really wanted to fight, you could fight. Then you had some pretty good guys down there where you at. I like Josh. He was a good guy. I like your brother. He was good.
Mm-hmm.
All he needed to do was do some working.
That's all you gotta do is put the work in.
That's all. Put the work in.
Yep.
Man, it was something else. Yeah, I mean, it was something else. Yeah.
Well, OG, man,
yeah.
I appreciate you so much, man. We're gonna end it on this note. I would love to get you back on for another one because I know you got so much knowledge and wisdom. But man, again, I just want to tell you, thank you. I appreciate you so much, and man, it's been an honor to meet you and learn from you and just soak up all this game you got. I appreciate it, man.
I want to get back with you so much, because it's a whole lot I could teach you. Things I could teach you to do. And
we will.
You got your thing. You want to do it. See, you bring them youngsters along, and that's where it's at.
Mm-hmm.
That's where it's at. Like you had Foreman and all them guys. Shit, you all right?
Oh yeah. I'm gonna let them all know you mentioned them too. Maybe they'll keep them fired up. Let them keep them working hard.
Yeah, tell them how shit. I'm waiting on them to turn them loose so they can get back in them gyms.
I know that COVID really slowed us down, but we're gonna get it going.
Oh yeah, some of them bros, man, it's all right.
Oh yeah, everybody was putting the work in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
See, I see a lot of stuff in your place where it look like you could see things happening with them, See things happening with them. Only thing you didn't have a gym. You didn't have a ring.
Yeah.
Where you could really put them to it. He was all right. And I like your old uncle, too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I like him. But some of them guys in there was looking good. And all we needed was a ring and throw COVID out the way, and we'd been all right. Yeah.
Well, you know me, I like to... Huh?
No, they didn't have a chance to really study because, they didn't have the stuff in there. But you did have the guys in there that wanted to box and were trying to learn, was learning. And the Mexican guys, they was in there, shit, they was out trying to go to them brothers and things.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, I just try to stay positive, keep everybody else positive, because eventually everything gonna get back to how it was, and we're gonna keep it going, and one day we will have that ring, and they will, they'll be able to get in and keep developing.
Yeah, you better believe it. Shit, them guys, man. Those guys, there was a lot of talent in there. Talent.
Well, all right, OG, we're gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna get out of here. It's good to hear from you again.
Oh yeah, well I'm part of your life from now on, as far as that goes.
Oh yeah, man. I know you one phone call away. I need to get back out that way to catch up with you in person.
Yeah, that's all we need. It's gonna be all right though. Don't give up.
Never give up.
It's gonna be a give out, but never up. Yeah, it's gonna be all right. You watch what I tell you.
I like that.
Shit, and then like chocolate. See what chocolate did to Limit. See, chocolate won the fight, and I had him, and I got him in shape, and man, shit, Limit didn't know what the fuck was happening. Yeah, man. Yeah, I got him in shape. I took him out there in that park and had him running, shadowboxing, running. Oh man, shit. And we got back over there at Petaluma. Shit, man. He was getting down.
Mhm.
Shit, the guy that owned that gym over there, we went over there one day and boxed and whooped the shit out of him. But the next time I brought him in there, they come got me, he said, shit. He beat the shit out of Little. Damn. Yeah, it was something else, man. It was something else. Then I told Chocolate one thing. Yeah. See, most fighters get it mixed up when they throw a right hand. They want to throw a straight right hand. But where the trick is toward that cross, that right cross.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta set your feet right, set your hands right, and you put that right foot behind you, and that right hand. You don't throw it